Hey, Kyle here with LVN Real Estate, your Denver cash home buyer. In this video, I want to talk about pre-foreclosure. We buy houses in pre-foreclosure all the time, and usually selling your house is a last resort, or maybe you have no other option. I want to talk about 6 different things that you could do when you enter into pre-foreclosure and you're looking for an option, a way out, or another thing to do with your house. So here are a few options. Number 1, catch up the mortgage. Obviously, this is the most obvious thing to do, would be to catch up the mortgage payment, and then you're not in default and the bank's not going to try to take your house. More than likely, if you could, you probably would. So we're going to move on to number 2. Number 2 is a forbearance agreement. Okay, so what a forbearance agreement is an agreement with the bank, your lender, to stop payments. And so that'll give you time to reorganize the debt potentially, or get your finances in order, or figure out something else with the bank. But what it does is put a temporary stop on the payments, and you would have to ask your bank if this is something that you're allowed to do. Number 3, loan modification. So maybe you do number 2, a forbearance agreement, and then you work on number 3, a loan modification. With a loan modification, what you're going to do is you're going to renegotiate the length of your loan, and you're going to renegotiate the interest rate. And so maybe you have a 5 or 6% interest rate, and you have 10 years left of your mortgage. What the bank may do is go back to a fresh start, and you would have a 30-year mortgage, and maybe the interest rates are now down at 3.5%, and they'll give you a lower interest rate in a longer term, which is going to make your payment less. Now, if your payment's less, you may be able to get back on track, and then you can keep your house and not have to sell your house for cash. Number 4 is a short sale. So this is an agreement with the bank again. You can see a common theme here. You're probably going to have to work with your bank, your lender, to figure out how to stop the pre-foreclosure process. And with a short sale, that is actually a sale. And so maybe you do not have enough equity in your house. You owe $200,000 and your house is worth $200,000 or a little bit more, and there's not enough to cover the realtor costs, and or selling to an investor. An investor's not going to want it because there's not enough equity. In that case, you would have to go to the bank and say, hey, can I short sale my house? I need to sell it for X dollars, and will you guys allow me to do this? Sometimes they will allow that. A cash buyer like LVN Real Estate may come in and make an offer for, let's say, $150K, and at that time the bank might say, okay, we'll sell the house to LVN Real Estate for $150,000, even though you owe $200,000, and that way you're not going to go into pre-foreclosure. You will have a short sale that you have to do, but the house will be off your books, and you will no longer own the payment, and it will get sold. Number 5, deed in lieu. So a deed in lieu would be basically giving the house back to the bank. So you would sign a document that says the house is no longer yours. You'd have to move out of the house, and you would give the house back to the bank. At that time, the bank's going to take over, and they will likely sell your house. Number 6, this one's pretty obvious. You can sell your house for cash, especially if you have equity and you're behind on your mortgage payments and you enter into pre-foreclosure. You could look for a cash buyer and search Denver cash buyer, and a buyer like LVN Real Estate will come up and will make you a cash offer on your home. At that time, we could work together to come up with a fair price. You may have enough equity in the house where you can actually walk away with money even if you owe money on the house. Oftentimes you might be down to the wire. You might have a week left, maybe 2 weeks left, and you have no other options. You can't work with a bank anymore. They're not answering the phone, and you need to sell your house fast. That's when you would call LVN Real Estate, and we will take care of you. We will buy your house quickly, and we will get you out of the pre-foreclosure situation. A bonus one that I actually forgot on the board but just came to mind would be a bankruptcy. BK. So if you do a BK, a bankruptcy, and you file Chapter 13, that will also stop the foreclosure process. Of course, you're going to have a bankruptcy on your record, and so you really want to think hard about doing that, but you could stop the process at that point and reorganize your debt. Do one of these options here that are listed, and file a bankruptcy to move forward. Just know that you have a lot of options, and it's worth a call. We work with people all the time in pre-foreclosure, and we can help you come up with a solution and talk more about it. And maybe a cash sale is not your best option, but maybe one of these other things we could guide you through and help you reach a solution. If you're interested or want more information, please reach out to us at www.lvnrealestate.com, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.